Hey everyone, welcome back to the Mill Valley Sub. Today I want to get into changing Mill Valley. This is going to be a layout update. The first part of maybe a two-part series for Mill Valley. Not sure how long it's going to take, but wanted to do a little intro here before I get started on any of the actual work. This was a topic of discussion a couple of videos ago. Where I put up, a simple option 1 and a more comprehensive option 2, and wanted your guys' opinion on that. And you guys delivered. You gave a lot of reasons why option 1's best, a lot of reasons why option 2 is best, and I'll put the link to that video in the description if you haven't watched that, just so you have some context. I'm not going to go into detail about those plans. That was covered on a prior video. But another thing that I mentioned was, let me know if you have an option 3 in your head that maybe I didn't come up with. I want to hear it. And you guys sent me a bunch of ideas for that too. So I've come to a decision what I'm going to do at this point. This does not mean I'm not going to ever do anything down the road. As we all know, as modelers, a layout's never complete. We're always changing something. But for now, this is what I want to do. This is what I think's best, and thanks to all you guys, this is an idea that is not option 1 and it's not option 2. And without you guys watching and leaving comments, might not have come to the decision that I have today. So, to kind of describe it, I'm going to reposition here and kind of lay out a couple of pieces of track just to kind of show you what we're looking at here. All right, guys, here we are. This is the initial planning and the idea / concept of what we're going to do to eliminate the curve over there. So this is kind of a combination of a couple of different of option 3s that were thrown out my way. I'm kind of modifying it to fit kind of what I'm going for right now, which is, yes, eliminating sharp curves, but also adding a little more operational interest to the layout. One of the major flaws that this layout has is because it's a very simple setup of DC, excuse me. The inside and the outside tracks do not meet at any point on this layout. I don't know if you noticed in the drone tour, but there's no crossovers on the mains. No passing sidings in between them that really connect them at all. This is going to change that a little bit. So what we have here is basically, right here, this is going to be the inside main still. And as you see, it's going to go straight back. And I know the hill's in the way there, so just kind of bear with me there. It's going to continue back to the corner, about where the station and that abandoned building is, back in the upper right-hand corner. That's where it's going to meet back up with the existing inside main, which eliminates all of this track over here to the right. The second track here is going to be kind of treated as maybe an interchange track, whatever you want to call it, a team track, whatever the verbiage is. It is going to go back and connect to a turnout on the outside main. I'm going to use insulated rail joiners and all that deal, and basically for now just kind of have a little piece of dead track in between there where box cars will get pushed out, auto racks will get pushed out, whatever it may be, to change in between the two mains, which I kind of treat almost as two different railroads at this point. So that's kind of the thought process there. It's going to connect in here to these two existing tracks. That's just kind of a little industry spur there that curves behind the backdrop. That is going to connect on the inside to that inside track there. That will lead back to the outside main. Also on the inside main, somewhere back in here, not sure of the placement yet at this point, I am going to have a turnout coming out. And as I mentioned in the initial video for this idea, I wanted to do a car manufacturer facility. It was originally going to be under the stairs, which is, a little bit more to the right over here as I try not to pan too quickly. It was going to be over here. With this change, it's going to go on this existing area and hillside here that's going to be removed. I think it's better use of the space. It's going to leave more storage under the stairs. I don't even have to cut a piece of wood. So, you know, not trying to be lazy or anything like that. I certainly not opposed to using more wood to make the layout better, but I think this idea kind of takes care of multiple issues I had and multiple things I wanted to fix. You know, eliminating curves, adding a little more prototypical, you know, operations to the layout. I think this is going to do both, and I think it's going to use less space. So that's the thought process now. And what I'm going to do next is kind of get started on removing some of the hillside where those two straight pieces are sitting, kind of just make an alleyway for these tracks to go back there. Like I said before, I don't use track planning software. I kind of measure with a tape measure, do a little guesstimation, and kind of go with it. So I'm not exactly sure if I have everything I need to finish this. I might need some smaller straight pieces and things of that nature, but I'm going to get started. I'm going to start tearing some things out, see how everything lies, and go from there. Okay, guys, got the hill section channeled out and have some track laid in, and I think I've worked out the measurements to where I should not have to purchase any additional small pieces of track. Granted that I have to save a few, you know, from the old section and through there and whatnot. As long as they all come out clean, we're going to be good to go. So yeah, I just kind of have some track sitting out. This is my version of track planning, guys. But yeah, I mean, I think this is kind of the look I'm going for. Can't really see all the way up to the top there, but there is that turnout that's eventually going to lead into the automobile facility here. That turnout on the outside main is sitting back there right where I want to put it. Everything fits in there pretty good. I know, you know, as I said in my layout tour video, I do use Bachmann Easy Track. There is some limitations because you're dealing with, you know, preset lengths of sectional track. I've been able to work around it. I've been able to, you know, find the right pieces, you know, the 3-inch pieces, the 4.5, you know, this, that, and the other. It's available, and I have some, and I you know, stockpiled some, thankfully, and have enough to be able to do this. As far as removing the hill, you know, I did use liquid nails with foam. Came out pretty good. There were some sections that were a little tougher than others, but didn't really have any issues. I have all of my fingers, but we did have a casualty. I was using a small file, and I'm going to show this in front of the camera here. I was using it to pry some things up, and that liquid nails is so strong that it just snapped this guy in half. So other than that, all of my fingers are here. So for now, I think I'm going to take a break and probably pick this up tomorrow. Probably all going to be in the same video, I think, at this point. So I'm going to cut this segment off here, and hopefully the next segment you see is me actually ripping some track out and putting in the new track. And who needs a break anyway, right? The kids are sleeping, the wife's working. Might as well keep working down here while I have the time and the opportunity. So I just kept on going. The track has been connected. It's not glued down or anything like that, because I have a lot more cleanup work to do. But everything's connected except for this little part right here. I'm off by a little bit, which just means I just need to adjust that industrial spur there. Not a big deal, but don't really feel like doing it right now. It does not doesn't impact any of the trains running on the main. So, but we're all connected from here on that inside track, and I am held here, so pardon my movements. Up through the crossover, straight back. I don't have anything connected to that turnout yet that's going to lead to the automobile facility, but you get the idea, as it's going to curve into where this hill is, as it's going to be removed in the future. Probably not part of this video series, but turnout way back in the back is connected as well. I did test that the insulated rail joiners worked, and like I've said, I'm a novice at anything electrical. Doesn't really make the most sense to me, but I can handle those, I think. And yeah, both main lines work fine. I didn't really run anybody the whole way around just because it's dirty. I got chipped up ballast, I got foam, I got all that stuff, but don't really want to run a loud vacuum at this hour of the evening. So at this point, I am going to stop for the night. Probably going to be one more section once I clean this up, and just kind of show you guys the trains rolling through it. And I guess we'll call stage one of the Mill Valley edit complete once that's all cleaned up and we show somebody running through here. So that'll be the next segment. We'll be right back shortly. All right, everybody, it is the next day, and I got all of the loose ballast that I needed to get rid of, and the foam shavings and all that stuff that's been cleaned up and shop vac. Everything's looking a little bit cleaner here, and just made sure the track was laying nice and flat. Got trains running. Everything seems to be fine, as you see one rolling through here. Yeah, everything kind of worked as planned. The outside track stays unchanged, minus the turnout at the top of the screen. Got a few box cars parked there on that interchange track, just to kind of simulate what would be going on. Everything works with where I have it blocked off between the two lines, so no issues there. Right now, just kind of running trains to make sure my track work is good and don't have any derailments and things like that. So I would say the first phase of changing Mill Valley is complete. Certainly need to, next, phase two, I guess, would be kind of, reshaping the foam hills, probably tearing out this hill to the right, because that's where the car manufacturer is going to be. Try to save as much of that as I can and kind of transplant it over to the left side of these tracks, I think. At least that's the thinking for now, but we'll see once we start diving into that. Not sure how soon I'm going to get into that. I really just wanted to alleviate the track plan issues. This seemingly has done that. So I'm happy with that. I mean, that was the main goal right now, jumping into this. The other, scenery, I like to go a little bit slower on, take my time. Want to do a lot more research on what this facility would look like. So, no rush to get into that. I do have that turnout there ready to go. I need to figure out the track plan, how I want to have the spurs going back into the facility, how many, are they going to split the building? Are they going to all be on one side? Things like that. So that's where we are for now. Yeah, I mean, I think it went as planned, so I'm very happy with that. I'm very happy how quickly it went, really. Probably about a 6-hour ordeal, including the cleanup, so really not that bad. I figured it would be a couple of days that we wouldn't be able to run trains, but we didn't miss a day, and for my 4-year-old, that's pretty important for him. So let me know what you think. Do you think I went with the right plan? Like I said in the intro, this is the plan for now, and we're always changing things as modelers. We're always switching things up. For now, I think this really works for my budget, my time, and what I was going for. I do think down the road a peninsula is probably in my future, but I think it's going to come off of that back storage shelf instead of coming in along this old portion of the layout and then jutting out towards the camera. I think if it just comes straight out from that back wall, it would remove a lot of those reverse curves, and definitely improve performance, which is a big reason I didn't go with a peninsula, that and obviously the budget. But you know, I want my trains to run well, and if they don't run well, I'm not happy. It doesn't matter what shape the layout is. So I think this change really improves the layout, gives it a little more prototypical operations, I guess you could say. You know, it's not, there should probably be another crossover here on this interchange, but you know, this is what it is for now. It can certainly change in the future as well, and whenever I, you know, if I decide to add one of those in. But yeah, just gonna wrap it up with that. I do look forward to more videos coming in the future. I now have some track to ballast. I know I had some people in the comments asking how do you know, ballast easy track. There are some tips and tricks that I learned through doing this layout. So if you're interested in that, probably a video coming up on that here in the near future whenever I get to this section. So yeah, we'll see where it goes. But for now, very happy. If you haven't subscribed to the channel and you like this video, you know, go for it. I really encourage you to do that. I appreciate all the support from you guys. If you like the video, obviously hit the like button. But yeah, the more feedback I get, the more camaraderie we build, the more motivating it is to keep doing videos like this. So I really appreciate all your support. So until next time, we'll see ya. Thanks for watching.